Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. We had an amazing live going through the Grammys, Kanye not showing up to Coachella, and so much more. If you're not a member yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that join button. Catch all the full member replays. Sometimes we catch up on Britney. This may become a clip. It may not. I'm recording it just in case, but I'm going to react to two new Britney posts. Now, one was a couple days ago that I have seen. This was about rainbows and her family again. But one literally just posted as we went live. So I'm going to give you a live reaction to that one as well. Let's rewind first. I'm here with my man, Louis Lecca from Nerd Report, and Britney superfan herself, It's Kim, where you can check out Britney breakdowns each week over on her channel, It's Kim. So check out that. Let's go through this. So, all right. So we were just talking. I did our false start, but now we're starting in. This was a place she was staying in Maui. She was showcasing these rainbows. Now, the post is still up with the rainbows, but she's now deleted the text that was there, which has become pretty common with Britney. We got to sort of screen cap it quick when Britney posts because it doesn't always last very long. But here was the text in question. Britney Spears. I always used to hate the way my mom thrived on drama. Eye roll. She would literally scream from the rooftops, no lie, all night long arguing with a drunk man who couldn't even talk. Big Jamie. Why? I was the one who never got any sleep. It wasn't just one night, it was every night of my life. With that said, traditionally growing up, going to therapy was where I come from. Going to therapy where I come from is looked down on. I mean, my parents never went to therapy. They thrived and lived with drama every day of their effing lives. I was always extremely embarrassed to talk about my personal life and still am to this day. I believe you take it to God. It's none of anybody's business. That's why forcing me so long to talk in therapy has never been my style, yet at this point. My family has broken me so much, I do need a little therapy. I just find it pretty sad in my hardest times. Not only my mother, but my sister tell their books of their story, drama. I don't think that's particularly nice. We are entitled to our own story, but this drama is of the devil. I mean, we all like a little gossip. I'm glad to hear she does like a little gossip. Yes, Queen, we all do. But dear God, I'm posting a pic of a rainbow I saw in Maui yesterday. So yes, that was Maui. After every storm, there's always a rainbow. That's God's promise. God's rainbow outweighs the storm indefinitely, and that's the message I want to send to my mother and my sister, whose books were what I should have said, and the storm. So when you look at this rainbow, mother, please understand this and only this. I am a woman now. I'm not the type of person to air dirty laundry, but I'm sure as hell not going to sit back and be my family's Jesus Christ. I will speak up and blow the effing house down. My family, again, I will say it, took it way too far with me. I'm still not done. And F you from the bottom of my effing heart. Now, Kim, we know she's writing her book, but to know this is the energy at which she's writing this book, I mean, hallelujah, I can't wait to read this. There's more, but quickly before I get there, quick thoughts on this post that she did. How does this fuel you and you're wanting to get justice for Britney?
This is a spiritual experience for me every time I look at stuff like this. I also just the bottom of my effing heart. I don't know if I'm the only one of the fans that gets like the from the bottom of my broken heart playing in my head and then it getting bleeped. It just plays in my head instantly. But no, I think this is excellent for her. I'm so proud to see her calling it out. I think she's been the scapegoat. She's been the go-to. She's been the one to fix everything. She's been the one to pay for everything. She's been the one to carry the family since she was a child, and enough is enough. She's not a sacrifice for everybody else. She's got to live for her. So.
Yeah, well said. And here we go. So now we have a follow-up post, which I have yet to read. So let's read this together. I want to address my recent post captioning my past. To my understanding, to most it's confusing. Why express now? Well, I'm writing a book. Whoo, confirmed. We knew, but yes, it's happening at the moment. And as it's actually healing and therapeutic, it's also hard bringing up past events in my life I've never been able to express openly. I can only imagine that I do sound childish, but I was extremely young when those events took place. And addressing it now, I'm sure it seems relevant to most, and I'm completely aware of that. but instead of using my heart, I'm using the intellectual approach, as Justin so respectfully did when he apologized to Janet and me. Ooh, interesting. Whoa.
I have not read this yet. So
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Although he was never bullied or threatened by his family, he took the opportunity to apologize 20 years later. Timing is everything. Good timing is the bitch. Anyway, I wanted to just let people know I care, and I'm so sorry. My mom and sister also did the intellectual approach and indulgence by writing their own books, as I couldn't even get a cup of coffee or drive my car or really anything. Facts. Because I saw someone in the chat saying, she's so immature, Brittany, get up. You guys don't get it. She's finally getting to be a person, a human being with rights and to do what she wants. Regular things you take for granted. So if you don't like it, just tune out and don't be mean about it. My mother and sister, I'm not the type of person to bring up uncomfortable conversations, because it's just not respectful. But come on, let's actually talk about it. When I was younger, there was more of a playful and light approach to everything. It was easy not taking yourself so seriously. Yet in the business, I will just say it, I was indeed treated less than. Most feel they are too good to talk about it. Again, let's talk about it. Why do I say this? Well, because I never ever felt heard. I was screaming inside, and no matter what I said, it was always looked down on. Again, I will just say it. As I got older, the head powers in my conservatorship were literally unbelievable. Yes, the security, the management, and mainly my father, who was never available, all felt like a cult. Oh, yes, say it out loud, girl. Say it out loud. Yes, I see now the greed and envy of men and the damage people of power can do. The abbreviation of doing something is not just something, it's considered special. Therefore, when some speak up and show their thoughts, their feelings, and their concerns, telling someone something matters, no matter what it is, it was 100% looked down upon. I'm an artist. I'm totally fine not being like this all comes full circle, or our children are affected by our approach and what we do daily, our thoughts, our behaviors, our actions. Let's be good examples. Example, what not to do. When I was in Louisiana during the Rona, I went Target to pick things up at the store. I live in the sticks, so it was like an hour drive. When I finally got there, I was told by a lady and my father that I could not get out of the car. My security got out of the car and I waited. Hundreds of kids and adults going in. I've never felt more like nothing in my life. Of course, they say now they never did that because they forgot. Unfortunately, folks, I don't forget. And I'm here to remind people what not to do, like my family did to me, so we can get better people for the next generation. There's nothing more embarrassing than 3 of your childhood friends coming to visit you in Las Vegas, and you are working and performing for them at night. They all go to a spa, and I wait for an hour, and they get their nails and toes done and get offered champagne. I wasn't allowed to go to the spa, so I sat outside and waited. Not only did they not even look my way or acknowledge me or show me any concern, they drank the whole bottle. I never complained to anyone about it because honestly, I was too embarrassed. It was too embarrassing. My mother would always say, I just don't know the rules. So sorry if I've offended anyone by writing these stories, but just as my sister can legally mention my name in her book over 200 times, glad that got to her, cry on TV and get a heartfelt "aw" from most, I also have the right to share a couple of paragraphs on my Instagram. Anyway, Godspeed, my friends.
Yes!
Woo! All right. Well, Kim, I imagine you're loving this, and
every second.
It's revealing because she's admitting, yeah, this is what I suspected, and now she said it out loud. She's getting this stuff out while she's writing her book. So she's writing the book clearly right now, and all these notes apps and things that she's putting out there are clearly in the book. Now, what makes me interesting, she's not an author. She's not the best writer. No disrespect, right? She's probably going to have someone help her organize it and put it in a book potentially. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she is writing an example. But perhaps these notes and things are all tests or pages from the book, right, that are going to be pieced together, parsed together, adjusted to her liking and her approval. I'm sure she gets the last editorial, brushes and stuff as she goes. But Kim, do you get that vibe too? Is this clearly just sort of notes as she's writing her book that we're just seeing pieces of? Maybe she wants to see reactions as she's writing. What is your take as the Britney fan?
Yeah, no, I think she's obviously like she's talking about a lot of stuff that maybe she's never talked about before. And I think a lot of people, when they go through a lot of stuff, sometimes when they start talking about it and they tell people their stories, they kind of have this moment where it's like for them, they've kind of rationalized it or they laugh at it because it's easier to laugh at it than to cry. And then when you say it, it's like, oh, that was kind of messed up, and then you have to kind of like rethink about it again. And I would imagine that's probably something she's going through a lot right now, of having to go back right into her childhood from the very beginning and kind of unravel all these things that happened that weren't okay. And now she's looking at it as an adult as opposed to looking at it as a child. And that's how all this stuff is coming out. And I think she's upset that she's been silent for so long and everyone else has been allowed to say whatever they want and make money off of it. And now she's like, no, my turn. I'm just going to keep talking.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's pretty great to see her finally. I mean, that's the thing. She's finally allowed to talk. She's talking. She's putting it out there. Now she may delete this later. It may be to try and better word it later for the book. Who knows? Maybe that's part of the reasoning. She's putting sort of things out there in testers, maybe as a way to like. Maybe you know what else? Yeah, my thinking hat's on. I wonder if she's trying to gauge the reactions from the family to trigger more things. You know what I mean, Kim? By putting this out there, does this mean she gets a text from Jamie or her mom or something that maybe also helps to trigger or help her with the book? Could there be more of a reason maybe why these are out there to get reactions to help her?
I think some of it might actually be her trying to take a bit more control back of her own narrative. And I say that because I know Jamie Lynn said on the Call Me Daddy podcast that she had been blocked by Britney multiple times. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's blocked everybody out and she's not talking to them at all because she doesn't want to. But she was very hands-on with the narrative of her career, I would say, after... like once In the Zone happened, she started to kind of really take more of a handle. She was doing a lot more online entries on her website talking about stuff that was going on. She did the whole Chaotic series with UPN where she filmed stuff to share her side of the story of her and Kevin. And then she did regularly write on her website up until the conservatorship took place. Now she's got her freedom back, and what she's doing, she's talking. It's the same, to me, it's exactly the way that she operated before, and it's exactly the way she wants to operate now. And I don't think she wants everybody to have to wait to understand the severity of what's happened to her until her book comes out.
Right.
She wants people knowing now, because if she is going to pursue legal, I don't know how to say it. If she is going to be suing people, she is going to be bringing things to the courts, and there's going to be another narrative that's going to come out. And they will pull out anything they can to discredit her and to try to make her look crazy. And I think she's trying to get ahead of that in her own way. That's my gut. That's
a valid thing, too. Yeah, I mean, and that explains why she started deleting things, maybe just sort of put them out there. So, yeah, interesting take. I want to clip this because I do think this is an important one to share. I mean, I want to see you guys' comments, too. I'm going to go through the chat real quick. And Danielle the Nerd said, member of 3 months. Thank you so much for supporting, Danielle. Thank you for sharing Britney's Instagram posts. I don't use socials because I'm in recovery and they can be triggering. 9 months free. Congrats. Good for you.
Good for you.
My kids just moved home last month, so bravo. Yeah, dude, Instagram, some of these socials can really... They indeed do suck. So that a lot of people ask, Andy, why are you always going through every Instagram post? Because of people like Danielle. That's what we're here for. You don't have to watch this one if you don't. But I hope you did, because I think this one was pretty telling. It gives us a lot more insight in what Britney's working on and what's going on. I want to get your thoughts too, Lewis, but let me clip this first. Make sure you subscribe to It's Kim, to Lewis Lecca at Nerd Report. Subscribe here as well if you haven't already. Hit the bell for all alerts and smash that like button. If you're watching this live, I hope you watch this clip again to support it, or at least share it, or smash that like button, because we need to get the word out on this one as well. Appreciate you guys so much for watching. If you're watching the live feed, I'm coming right back